Although applying lipstick to the lens was the first step, Chrisean Rock's Instagram livestream with baby Junior in her arms was an unexpected turn of events. Her words weren't merely a tender mother-son exchange. They were a direct and scathing rebuttal to Blueface's mother, Karlissa, who claimed that she wasn't a suitable mother after years of even though it appeared sudden to onlookers. Chrisean and Karissa's long-simmering animosity had been simmering beneath the surface of Instagram postings and passive-aggressive taunts for months or even years. When Chrisean gave birth to her son, Junior E, the seeds of this war were planted, and rather than being a time of peace, rebirth, and harmony, it became a battlefield. As she held her son for the first time, Chrisean cried floods of joy and screamed through contractions in her candid and unvarnished birth vlog, exposing the complete fragility of new parenthood. Less than 48 hours after the occurrence, Karlissa's voice stood out in sharp contrast to the love, empathy, and appreciation that fans showered her with for her openness. Her enigmatic, terrifying Instagram post, "The devil's kids come screaming into this world," just saying, sparked a torrent of criticism from the internet. Fans begged her to stop, but she persisted. Karlissa claimed that Chrisean was mentally sick and incapable of parenting a child, and she accused her of using her child as leverage. She doubted her morals, her parenting abilities, and her intentions. She doesn't need a baby. She needs therapy, she stated in a live channel video. The gloves had to come off after that. In actuality, their relationship has always been tumultuous, destructive, and very intimate. Karlissa publicly accused Chrisean of controlling Blueface in 2022, claiming that she had strained their relationship. In 2023, a year later, Chrisean responded to screenshots of reported texts from the Blueface that implied he wanted to break up with the woman and was worried about his reputation by saying the messages were fake lies meant to raise suspicions. Karlissa then broke down on a live stream in 2024, saying she had lost her kid to a female who is incapable of loving herself. She publicly questioned Junior's paternity in a now famous tirade, suggesting that she had been with half the industry, and that Blueface was not the father. This was perhaps the most damaging blow in the drama, which continued like a slow-burning fire, fueled by mistrust, emotional baggage, and unresolved resentment. The charge was humiliating, invasive, and disrespectful to both Chrisean and her defenseless kid. Even Blueface, who has often been quiet or aloof at family get-togethers, made it quite evident that this is not drama survival. It was a manifesto rather than a breakdown. Since then, Chrisean has deliberately avoided contact with Karlissa, at least in public. Though quiet became her barrier and there were no more reactions, interviews discussing the drama, or social media posts that might be construed as shade, it was clear that the suffering persisted behind the scenes. Feuds had to finish it with a rare, unambiguous post, "That's my son," for a period. Remained she was restrained for survival, not because she had recovered. But last week, when Karlissa crossed a barrier that was not only disrespectful but also intensely personal, Chrisean had had enough. Karlissa made a remark that sent shockwaves over the internet during a very calm live stream with only 1,200 watchers. "Baby never smiles, always looks confused," she said casually without any apparent filter or planning, which says it all about the mother. Within minutes, the moment was caught on camera and uploaded on TikTok. After that, things took a turn for the worse, and by morning, the video had become widely shared, receiving thousands of stitches and millions of views. The majority of viewers were furious, accusing Karlissa of cruelty, while some viewers surprisingly felt sorry for her, saying she was only a worried grandmother showing concern. According to people close to her, she was distraught behind closed doors, and there was discussion on the internet about whether Chrisean was breaking. The remark went right to the heart. It wasn't only cruel. Her sleepless nights, her happy times with her son, her attempts to raise him with love in the face of intense scrutiny, all of it seemed to be wiped away in a single sentence, as if everything she had fought so hard to achieve as a mother was being questioned and devalued. The worst part was that her relationship with Junior was being written off as unworthy, which made her feel degraded and invalidated. As a result, she decided to reply, but not via Instagram stories, tweets, or even a mysterious caption. In addition to clapping back, she went live with her infant to demonstrate to the world what words could never express. Wasn't a publicity stunt. A calculated response was a woman saying, "Enough. That live stream, raw, emotional, and utterly unfiltered, may go down as one of the most defining internet moments of 2025. It started like any other Chrisean Rock live stream. Ring light glowing, soft music playing faintly in the background. Baby Junior snuggled in her arms. She smiled gently, rocking him back and forth as he giggled and waved at the camera. Comments poured in quickly. "He's so adorable. You've got that new mom glow. Don't let Karlissa bring you down." But then her expression changed. The softness faded. Her brows knit together. Her eyes, still glossy with love, sharpened with fury. She looked directly into the lens in a voice that was shaking yet sharp, said, "I didn't want to do this, ... But her weekly live stream was, it took only a few seconds for the audience to grow. From 5,000 to 20,000 to 60,000, and in less than 8 minutes, over 110,000 people watched live. It wasn't just a live stream anymore. It was a reckoning," she continued, her voice growing louder as she spoke. Then came the moment that silenced even her most outspoken critics. "You act like you care about Junior, but you don't. You just want control, and guess what? You lost that when your son chose me. She wants to talk about me being a bad mom. She never called, never visited, and never once asked if he needed anything, not diapers. Not formula, nothing, but she got the nerve to judge me." She got up, held Junior, and paced off camera for a short while to collect herself. Her voice was deliberate and forceful when she came back. Then, when no one was looking, she turned her phone to the camera and displayed a number of screenshots of text messages allegedly sent from Karlissa to Blueface, dating just days after Junior was born. She said, "I'm done being quiet. You keep playing me like I'm not strong enough to raise this baby on my own." Chrisean's voice shook but remained strong as he read the explosive text. "Tell her to give the baby to your sister. She's going to mess that boy up just like she messed up you. You need full custody and I'll help you take her to court." TikTokers captured the moment when Twitter made it trending number 4. "You were really going to try to take my baby from me. You were going to call CPS. That's not love, that's evil." Instead of being simply another dirty headline, Chrisean was a mother standing in the middle of the fire and refusing to let it devour her. The public's perspective seemed to change in her favor. Chrisean wasn't done though. She looked directly into the camera. In the worst conceivable situation, Blueface went live on the page while Chrisean was still broadcasting, saying, "You tried to play God with my son's life, but I prayed louder than you planned." He said, "She always gotta go love, that isn't how grown folks handle stuff." The audience was startled that he was standing by his mother when she was breaking down live, and the anger was swift. His tone was dismissive and harsh. "Junior blocked me, and I haven't seen her in 3 weeks. She's upset with my mother because the only one who is telling the truth is her." Videos and screenshots went viral on TikTok and Twitter, and Chrisean, who was now clearly upset, embraced her son and whispered, "This is my best friend. I work alone on everything." As the stream came to an end, Chrisean kissed her son and whispered, "Y'all call him Junior because of his daddy, but I've got my family, but I'm up against his dad, a man who never cared, who pretends he's concerned now by calling me neglectful." When fans learned that a Hollywood unlocked post implied Blueface had received private photos that were purportedly leaked by Karlissa, a new wave of anger erupted and the comment section turned into a battlefield. Some defended Chrisean's need for boundaries, while others called for both parents to mature. "I called him after my brother since he has his heart, not his father's turmoil, which isn't his true name." Even the trolls stopped talking and the discussion froze. The real namesake was her late brother, who was her anchor before she became famous. At that moment, it was clear that she was prioritizing her legacy over celebrity and stability over turmoil, but as things were starting to settle down, a comment from an unconfirmed account surfaced. Chrisean simply smiled and muttered, "See you there, Grandma." Less than 12 hours later, Blueface's sister Karlissa went live on TikTok, and her revelations ignited the internet. Fans believed it was Karlissa on a burner. "I'm sick of this phony narrative," she stated, adding that Mama spoke about protecting the kid she'd been calling. CPS targeted Chrissy, and people were dispatched to accompany her to the pediatrician. "This isn't protection, it's obsession." Karlissa showed up with screen grabs, receipts, and even voice recordings from Karlissa herself. One of them said, "We're Going to get custody, Blue just needs to say the word. The state can't let no crazy girl raise that baby alive. Another, I'm not letting any hood rat raise my grandson. Not while I'm still breathing. The internet couldn't believe it. Fans asked, is really legal? Then it was revealed that Karlissa, not Blueface, had petitioned for emergency visiting privileges in LA family court. Grandparents often cannot file unless the parents are unfit, according to experts who reviewed the data. Was this a custody backdoor? After several hours, Christian's dramatic life in the receipts was followed by CPS threats, custody planning, and leaked texts from Karlissa. Fans initially perceived Karlissa as a protective grandmother, but that all changed after. That she was dangerous now, not just untidy. Action was demanded by the internet. Trending hashtags included #LetAndHeal and #PROTECTABLE. Tens of thousands of people signed petitions to prevent Karlissa from having legal access. Blueface deleted his mysterious tweet, but even famous people like Wade and Cardi B shared it. Blueface's divorced father, Andre Porter, finally broke his silence by commenting, "Karlissa ain't no victim." While Summer Walker, a toxic mothers, and Lizzo tweeted, "There isn't a manual for parenthood. Peace is due to that infant. If Christian wants help, she's got it." After Karlissa's planned appearance on Bets Uncensored was cancelled, BET made it clear that they didn't want to be involved in the mess. What began as an emotional outburst became national news, and everyone was covering it. Social media turned into a battlefield, with some arguing that Christian might be the ally Christian needed, while others defended him as a mother trying to break cycles. Cardi B tweeted again, "These moms out here competing with baby mamas like the real child ain't the baby." Others continue to view Karlissa as the only stable adult trying to protect the baby, and even Dre Michelle wrote, "Sometimes blood doesn't make you family." Reddit threads were ablaze with celebrity speculation. Karlissa's brand deals vanished. Talk show spots were removed, podcasts distanced themselves, and Christian's livestream accumulated over 2,000 views. GoFundMe's merchandise campaigns and TikToks flooded in support from young mothers, and she gained nearly 500,000 followers in a single day. Furthermore, her song streaming soared by 8 million repetitions. Summer Walker accused Karlissa of having a Joker complex. When Karlissa posted a now-deleted Instagram story with the caption, "Keep rooting for dysfunction when something happens to that baby," the situation became even more chaotic. Fans were horrified. Was that a threat? CNN even ran a segment on custody rights and generational trauma, and daytime TV hosts debated the issue. However, a licensed private investigator, a whistleblower, posted an anonymous video claiming that someone in Blueface's business circle, not just Karlissa, had hired him to follow Christian and document her unstable behavior for her court case. A screenshot of a direct message that said, "Watch your back," was shared by Christian. They are constructing a case. Avoid going live once more. The mysterious caption read, "I'm willing to wager that a network was involved. Your phone has been tapped." An over-the-top publicity stunt. Then the tale took a turn for the worse. A screenshot allegedly taken from Karlissa's burner account threatened the fan who had stood up for Chrisean, saying, "Keep defending that girl. Don't cry like everyone else when her story ends." Next, the screen went black dot. This isn't just family drama anymore. It's not just small online arguments or subtweets tinged with the past. Instead, we're witnessing a full-scale power struggle. One that's full of emotional trauma, legal threats, media spectacle, and strategic manipulation. It's not just about who's hurt or what was said. It's about a custody battle wrapped in media smoke, a control campaign that passes for concern, and a broken family revealing its wounds to millions of people. At the heart of it all is a deeply unsettling question. Who's really in charge? Is it Blueface, torn between a war he never asked to be involved in? And then there's Chrisean, the storm's focal point. Is she truly falling apart as her detractors claim? Or is she being silenced, discredited, and emotionally cornered by those who fear her strength and her story? Is her live streaming a cry for support or a powerful act of resistance, a mother's desperate attempt to preserve her truth before others twist it? These aren't just messy family questions. They're societal ones that go beyond family issues. Fans are now forced to take sides on issues like how we treat mothers under pressure, how women of color are vilified for expressing pain, and how family systems can fail when pride, power, and public image take precedence over love and protection. While some viewers interpret Christian's tears, exhaustion, and rawness as evidence that she is finally speaking out against toxic dynamics that have festered behind closed doors, others argue that Karlissa is being unfairly characterized, arguing that her actions, despite their flaws, are driven by the idea that Junior might be safer in the care of someone else. Meanwhile, legal action is being filed. As fans and witnesses to a cultural moment, we ask you, whose side are you on? Is Chrisean justified in exposing everything and tearing back the polished image to show what motherhood in the spotlight actually looks like? Or is Karlissa just a misunderstood grandmother who has been pushed too far by career consequences? Alleged screenshots, whispered threats, emotional testimony aired in real time, and more? The frightening part is that Junior's future may not be decided in a nursery full of love and lullabies, but rather in a courtroom where strangers decide what's best for a child they've never met. We will be here watching, dissecting, and recording every turn because no one is safe in this story. No truth is guaranteed, the stakes could not be higher, and the next move could change everything. One thing is certain, it will not end on Instagram Live. It will end in depositions, legal filings, and perhaps public redemption or public ruin. Careers may be at stake, relationships may be permanently severed, and in the middle of it all is one child, the symbol of hope, love, power, and pain.